Hi there, how are you today? I know, that's such a common question. But let's be honest, how often do we really answer it truthfully? Most of us just go, I'm fine, even when we're actually far from it. And hey, I'm guilty of it too. You know that moment when someone stands on stage or starts a meeting with how's everybody doing? And all you can do is awkwardly nod or fake a smile. Yeah, I've done that. But deep down, it always felt weird to me. Have you ever felt that awkward pressure to pretend you're okay when you're not? Stay with me, you're not alone. Truth is, for a long time, I'm fine was my go-to phrase. Not because I really was, but because it was easier than explaining what was actually going on. I live with depression, and for years, hiding it felt safer than talking about it. I got so good at pretending, even the people closest to me had no idea. Not my friends, not my family, nobody. Have you ever hidden how you really feel just to avoid uncomfortable questions? Let's explore that together. It wasn't until about a year and a half ago that I finally told them. I had been carrying dark thoughts and this deep sense of self-loathing for most of my adult life. Looking back, I wish I'd spoken up sooner. Saying I'm fine and pushing people away. It's like putting a band-aid on a serious wound. It hides it, sure, but it doesn't heal it. If this resonates with you, don't go anywhere. There's more to this story. Maybe even parts that feel like yours. One of the hardest moments for me was last April. I remember waking up one morning and feeling this crushing wave of something. I still don't fully know how to describe it. Overwhelmed, maybe? I couldn't even remember what happiness felt like. That terrified me. I thought, if I can't even remember how to feel joy, what's the point? Can you imagine losing touch with joy itself? Let's talk about what that moment looked like and how it changed things. I'd had suicidal thoughts before, like many people with depression do, but I never seriously considered acting on them, until that morning. Depression had fully taken over my mind. It twisted my thinking so much, it convinced me that everyone else would be better off without me. That's what depression does. It isolates you, lies to you, and makes you believe you're a burden. Have you ever believed a lie your mind told you? Stick with me. There's a reason I'm still here to tell this. That morning, I didn't call for help. I called my mom just to hear her voice one last time. I honestly thought it would be the last time. But here's the thing, my mom knows me. She's also a mental health professional. And when she heard my voice and the things I was saying, something clicked for her. She didn't panic. She just gently suggested we look for help together. That small moment saved my life. Sometimes it just takes one person to listen, one voice to reach you. Have you had someone like that? The next day I went to my doctor. I never imagined I'd do that. Open up to a stranger about what was going on in my mind. But I did. We talked about depression, and then he asked me something that honestly stopped me in my tracks. He said, "Do you actually want to die? Or do you just not want to feel like this anymore?" That hit me hard. I had never thought about it that way. Isn't that such a powerful distinction? Let's unpack what that question really means in the next part. That one question. Do you want to die, or do you just not want to feel this way? It broke something open in me. Because the truth was, I didn't want to die. I just desperately wanted the pain to stop. I wanted the heaviness in my chest, the constant self-hate, the numbness to disappear. But I didn't know how to ask for that. Have you ever wanted things to get better but didn't know where to start? I've been there too. You're not broken. So I started therapy. Honestly, first it was terrifying. I walked into that first session feeling like a failure. I thought, what if I'm too broken to fix? But my therapist didn't see me that way. She didn't try to fix me. She listened. She helped me unpack years of silence, of pretending, of pushing myself beyond my limits. Therapy isn't about fixing. It's about understanding. And that can be the most healing thing of all. I also started taking medication. I was scared of that too. There's so much stigma around it, right? Like, oh, if you need meds, something must be seriously wrong with you. But you know what? Medication didn't numb me. It didn't turn me into a robot. It gave me just enough breathing room to start healing. It helped lift the fog just a little so I could start seeing myself again. Have you ever been afraid to try something because of what others might think? Let's talk about how freeing it is to choose what's best for you. And the healing didn't come all at once. It still hasn't. Some days are still hard. But now I have tools. I have words. I have people who check in who've learned to say, "How are you really?" and mean it. And slowly I've learned to answer honestly. Not every day is perfect, but every day I choose to stay is a day I reclaim a piece of myself. Sometimes healing looks like a quiet decision to keep going. Have you made that choice today? If not, it's okay, we can make it together. I used to feel ashamed of my depression, like it was this ugly secret I had to keep hidden to be loved, accepted, or respected. But sharing it, saying it out loud, writing it down, telling you now has been one of the most powerful things I've ever done. Because if even one person hears this and feels less alone, then it's worth it. What would happen if we stopped hiding the hard stuff? If we dared to say, "This is me and I'm still here"? There's something powerful in saying, "I live with depression." Not suffer from, not am consumed by, but live with. Because that's what it is now. Part of me, not all of me. Some days it whispers louder than others. Some days it's just background noise. But I've learned to live alongside it, to hold space for the hard feelings without letting them define who I am. Living with depression doesn't mean giving up. It means learning how to carry the weight differently. Gentler. Kinder. I've also learned to ask for help. Not just in moments of crisis, but in everyday life. To say, "Hey, I'm struggling today," without shame. I found people who don't flinch at that honesty. People who hold space, who don't try to fix me but sit with me in the darkness until I can see the light again. We don't need to be strong alone. We're not meant to. Healing often begins in connection. If you're listening to this and you feel like no one sees you, know this: I see you. I hear you. Your pain is real, and you don't have to carry it all by yourself. Even if it feels like the world has turned its back on you, I promise there are people who care. People who've stood in the same shadows and still found their way forward. And maybe you're not ready to talk yet. That's okay. Just showing up and listening is a step. A brave one. Be proud of that. Healing isn't linear. It's messy, full of setbacks and small wins. But each breath you take is proof you're still here. You're still trying. And that matters. There's no finish line in this journey. No magic cure. But there is life beyond the fog. There is laughter again, real laughter. There is color where everything once felt gray. And there is you, still becoming, still learning, still worthy of love and peace. So if no one has told you today, you are not a burden. You are not weak. You are not alone. And even in your darkest moments, you are still enough. Thank you for walking through this story with me. If it spoke to something inside you, I invite you to share it. Maybe someone else needs to hear they're not alone either. And if you feel ready, leave a comment, a reflection, or just a small "I'm here." Because your voice matters. Disclaimer: the content shared in this podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you or someone you know is experiencing depression or any other mental health issues, please consult a licensed mental health professional. Always seek the advice of your physician or qualified mental health provider with any questions you may have regarding your mental health. Until next time, take care of your heart. Stay soft. Stay human. And remember, there's always hope, even when it's hard to see.